Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K. Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here continuing to work on the full deck challenge hosted by Shanuki Art here on YouTube. And this week's prompt is, I think, like something like cut or cut it up, something like that. And what we were encouraged to cut up our actual playing card and put it on something else. And so I'm just going to put it onto the Joker card. And I also pulled out, every week we're supposed to have a constant, which for me is the stamp with the script writing on it. And I did stamp it on an old coffee dyed sheet or tea dyed sheet, but I can also stamp it directly onto the playing card if I want. I haven't decided yet. And then in my stash I did find this cute little scissors since the theme is cut it up, and I also stamped one just in case I wanted to use that instead. And I pulled out a couple other pieces of scrap paper that were sitting in my pile, and then we're also to have a carryover item from the week before. And I did use like some black thread, or I used some flat back pearls, so I have both of those sitting here that I could maybe use one of those. And I also pulled out some trim from my little pile, and also some eyelash trim in case I want to use that, just so I have a couple things sitting here to play with. And so I think the first thing, and then I also I used some of this scrapbooking paper last week, and I cut up the rest of it because it looks like little playing cards, decorative playing cards. So I did cut up the rest of them too, thinking maybe I could use one or two of them in this one today. So I do have a couple things to play with. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just cut it up, I guess. Just kind of make some decisions. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to cut it like the long way, or if I want it in half, maybe. So yeah, let's just cut it in half. And then I think I'm just going to glue a little tissue paper onto this playing card, just to make gluing this part down a little bit easier. And I'm just going to add a little texture to it by crinkling it up first. Add a little bit more texture just by kind of scrunching it when I glue it down. Okay, and that might even just all end up getting covered over. I don't know yet, but now I need to make a decision about my little pieces here, if I want to cut them up anymore, or maybe I could just put this in the middle. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Just layer this down in the middle. Or maybe I do it completely different. Yeah, let's just put it on the side. Just do something that I normally wouldn't do. Okay. And then and again, I just put the tissue paper down just to have a little bit more texture for the playing card to lay down on. And I think I'm going to go over everything with, I'm going to sew it all down too, I think, at the end, once it all dries. I'm thinking maybe I'll make a little tab off to the side. Put that on. You know, maybe I could do, you know, layer this somehow on there. And then, so then I would need a little piece of something to put down here. I have some little text paper here too, so maybe I'll do that underneath here first. So I'm thinking if I layered this here with the little scissors on it, that would be kind of cute as my focal point. And all right, so I'm going to dry this and then I'm going to sew around it with some thread, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to for sure put layer this up on top. And if I sew around it with black thread, that's, you know, using an item carryover from last week, but then I could maybe just put some of this black thread underneath this scissors when I glue it down, and I think that would be fine. And then I'm thinking I still want to put a little bit of lace on it, so I'll do that when it's dried, but I'm going to go ahead and dry it, sew around it, and I will be back to show you what it looks like before I glue down the rest of it. All right, so I did sew around the card and I like how that looks. And then I also sewed around this little pink piece that I'm going to layer up. And I added the tape on the back. So that's going to go here. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and add some of those flat back pearls. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to tape this down. And I'm just going to add like a row of them. And then I think I'm also going to add just a little bit of trim onto the side here. So I'm almost done, I think. And there's what that one looks like. I think that one turned out pretty good for the prompt, cut it up. And so you guys all have to let me know what you think. And hopefully I will see you back again next week for another episode. And until then, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.